Okay, good morning, class. So today we're looking at trigonometry. Um, we At this point we looked at the trig ratios and we looked at solution of triangles or 2D problems. So the last part of trigonometry is our sine, cos, and tan graphs. Okay, so at this point you guys have gone through the investigation and you've answered the questions pertaining this. Okay. No, no. Didn't I give you this work to do already? Yes, the three graphs. For those of you who didn't do it, I gave it to you the rest already. Okay. So this is exercise 5.10. This page 125. Okay, so here we are told to use your graph paper, and I've handed graph paper to you guys as well, or most of you. The graph paper, and you needed to draw the graph y is equal to sine x. For x is an element of 0 to 360 by plotting the points 15 degrees apart on the x-axis. The function values can be found using a calculator. You will need to be able to plot the y coordinates within accuracy of 2 decimal places. Then we are told that the first three terms are given. So you got 0, 15, and so on. Alright. You guys had no problems plotting this graph, no? You had a problem. Okay? So use a calculator. Will you? Use a calculator. Huh? Who said you cheats? Somebody said. One of them. Who had a problem? Who's me? Did you use a calculator? You can't use a calculator. You didn't know what to do. Did you read the instruction? What does the instruction say? Without looking down. You're looking down. It says what? 15 degrees apart. And here's an example of what you needed to do. You didn't know what, still know what to do. So did you get the grid page I gave you? So what you have to do on the grid page, you have to now, it looks exactly like this here. Then you have to draw a line. Here you go. 15, 30, 45, 50, 60, and so on that grid page. Okay. And then, and as you can see here, it's going 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, and so on. And you have to go down again. That's all you have to do. Then it says, use a calculator now. So the first 3 points are given already. So we go. What's the sign? So it's sine of 45. Sine of 45 root 2 over 2, which is 0, 0.07. So 45 is 0, 0.0707. So it's approximately there. Do you see that? So next value, 60. No? Root 3 over 2, which is 0, 866. 0, 866, approximately there. Can you see that, people? Then you have to go with 75. But you get 0, 965. 6, and the number carries on. So 0, 96, which is approximately there. Now you got 90. If you want. And so on and so on and so on. You understand now? Okay. Then if you had plotted this, you would have noticed that 180 is 0. 270 would have given you minus 1. 360 would have given you 0. But of course, you're going to now plot all the points. So then you're going to have a lot of points going like this here. coming towards this, and that, and so on. You guys understand? But I don't have all this time now to work out these points. But that is what you're supposed to have gotten. Then we have to connect these dots freehand. And the dot's going to look like this here. And this is a smooth curve. Can you see that, people? There's been a smooth curve. Okay. As you can see, what letter does that look like? S. Z. S. Skew S. Z, M, whatever. Okay. A sign. Okay. Okay, so people, that is that graph. Okay. Then it says draw y is equal to cos of x on the same system of axes. For x is an element of 0 to 360. People, if it says an element of 0 to 360, it means to say it starts at 0, ends up at 360. Okay. People, if I must say sine of 375, you will see that the graph will repeat itself again. If I must make this graph a bit, and I put 360 here and 720 here, you will see that this graph will do that, and again, and again, and again. It will go on forever into the positive direction, and will go on forever into the negative direction as well. Okay, so for you guys, we are drawing the graph specifically from 0 to 360. In your exam, the same thing. We are only drawing from 0 to 360. Okay, but more about that in grade 11. Yes?
How much would a question like this?
There are 3 marks per sketch. So if you ask you to draw the sine graph, 3 marks. Cos graph, 3 marks. Then I ask you the interpretation that's going to follow. It's 1 or 2 marks apiece. Okay. So let's draw the cos graph quickly. So now you go in your calculator, you press cos 0 gives you 1. Cos of 0 gives you 1. Cos of 15, can somebody work it out for us? 0,965. Cos of 30? 0,86. Right? Sine of 45? Cos of 45, sorry?
0,006.
So it's exactly the same as this value here. Not so. Right? Next. 60? Off?
0,5.
Yes. For 75?
0,258.
0,258. It's in line with this one. Next one? 90 is? Zero. Okay. That one is actually there. So if I do all of these people, you would have noticed that 180 would give you negative 1. 270 gives you 0. 360 gives you 1. Okay. You see that? And again, freehand, I connect the dots. Oops. Okay. And of course, this is going to be 180n minus 1. We always tend to write the turning points of the graph in as well. Okay. So there's 90 and 1. This is going to be 270n minus 1. Okay. And of course, the blue graph is a sine graph. Y is equal to sine x. and the red graph is y is equal to cos x. Okay. That's what they were looking for. So let's answer the questions pertaining the graph. Okay. Here we are asked to use your graph. Oh my word, I cut too much at the time. Okay. So A says, use your graph to answer questions. For which values of x is sine of x equal to 0? So where's sine of x equal to 0? So which graph is the sine graph? The blue graph. So where's sine 0? 180, 0, and 360. Can you see that, people? So to answer A we say, where's sine of x equal to 0? It's 0, 180, and 360. A is equal to x is equal to 0, 180, and 360. Let's look at B. B says where sine of x equal to negative 1. Again, the graph in blue is the sine x. Where sine x negative 1? It's negative 1 where? 270 degrees. An x value of 270. Can you see that, people?
Yes.
So we say x for B, x is equal to 270. Where's? That is here. Where's B? B is on the other side. Okay. Did you get E first? Where's cos x equal to 1? The cos graph is the red graph, not so. Who is it equal to 1? 0 and 360. Can you see that? Hendrix, what you busy with my girl? You're drawing, you must look here. No? Don't draw now. Where's cos of x equal to 1? At 0 and at 360. Can you see this is the y is equal to 1 now? So x equal to 0 or x equal to 360? Okay. Let's look at G. Where's sine of x greater than 0? People, what does greater than 0 mean? Where's sine x greater than 0? So if when is something greater than 0? It is when it is above this line. If it's more than this line, it is positive. If it is less than that line, is negative. You understand, people? So where is sine of x positive? Sine of x is a blue graph. So you all agree that is more than 0 from there till there. So in other words, it's from 0 to 180. You guys see that? So x is greater than 0, but less than 180 degrees. I. Where's cos of x greater than 0? What does that mean to say? Cos is positive. Not so. Cos x graph is a graph in red. So this part is greater than 0 there. Not so. Till which point? Till 90. What do you notice from 90 to 270? Less than 0. Not what I mean to say. Not so. And then it's going from 270 till 360. Can you see that, people? Write that as inequality. So it's from 0 till 90. X is greater than 0 but less than 90. Oh, X is more than 270 but less than 360. Okay, and of course, if we look at where sine of x, cos of x positive, we're just coming back to G. Okay, I, where is cos of x greater than 0? Can you see at 0 is also greater than 0? Can you see that? Whereas 90 is equal to 0. At 270 is equal to 0. At 360 is greater than 0. So that means to say it's including that 0 and that 360. I'm not sure if the textbook answered it like that as well. But if you probably left it out in this exam, I wouldn't penalize you much. Whereas in grade 11, we look at those things more closely. Okay. They include that equal sign. Okay, yeah. So, as I said in the exam, I won't also penalize you. Leave it out. But you understand why it should be there. No? We'll deal more with that in grade 11. And G, where sine of x greater than 0. Let's go back here quickly. Sine of x is greater than 0. Now here it won't be included. Why? Because at 0, it's equal to 0. And at 180, it's equal to 0. Okay, so that is why I didn't indicate that. Then it says in K, where sine of x increasing. Where sine increasing. So if we look at this part of the graph here, sine is the graph in blue. Is this increasing or decreasing? It's increasing. Not so. Increasing. What's happening between 90 and 270? Decreasing. At 270 to 360? Increasing. Can you see that, people? So if you write this is as an inequality, what do we say? X must be greater than 0, but less than 90. Or x must be more than, but less than. You guys understand? So it's from 0 to 90. So x is greater than 0 but less than 90. Or x is more than 270 but less than 360. That's K. M. Where is cos of x increasing? You got the cos of x? Cos of x, the graph in blue. Red, sorry. So is that increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Who is it starting to increase? 180 onwards. Not so. So it's increasing from 180 to 360. As you can see, it's a continuous solution. Okay. So x is greater than, what was it? 180, but less than 360. Oh, where sine of x equal to cos of x? I've indicated that point earlier on already. It's at 45 years. Okay, and 225. Okay. X is equal to 45 or x is equal to 2. Right, you guys understand? Yes, Michael.
Why do textbooks answer if they have more than 1 degree, and that they say if x is an element of?
Then they're just listing. Yeah. Okay, let's look at these sums here on the side quickly before you leave. Right, so the question says, where sine of x equal to 1 is at 90 degrees. Can you see that? Where is cos of x equal to 0? 90 and 270. cos of x equal to negative 1? Negative, it's 180. Which sine of x less than 0? From 180 to 360. That is x is greater than 180, less than 360. Which cos of x equal less than 0? From here, no? 90 to 270. Where's x decreasing, sine of x decreasing? From 90 to, you see decreasing from that point all the way down. 90 to 270. And where's cos decreasing? From 0 to? You will enjoy this every day for homework. For homework, I would like you guys to do number 4 on page 126, number 4 and 5. Enjoy the rest every day. Salam.